I think I am live here. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be Sassifrass heading for Zero Attack Spectrier. So let me head over to, I think is it Dalipa? Dali Zappa Passage, excuse me. Dali Zappa Passage. I have to head over there. And yeah, from there, I'm going to just save in front of Spectrier. I have a Master Ball that I'm going to be using for this, so I don't have to, like, try too hard. Alright, let me head over. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having a great midweek. Let me see. Where is that passage at? Is it over here? Let me just look. Hey Patrick, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? I don't remember where this is at. I feel like it's... Well, let me look at Cerebi real quick. Is it like over here somewhere? Potentially. Maybe it's like right here. I don't know. I'll just run around regardless. Wait, let's see. Oh. Hold on. Oh, here it is. I forgot there's a... Well, I didn't realize there's a Pokemon Center in the area. Hi Kimberly, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Wait, did I, Hold on. I'm gonna go this way. Whoa. Oh, wait, did I mark it? I don't think so. Alright, let me see if... I remember I think I caught Tinkaton shiny over in this area before. At these ruins that Spectrier is supposed to be at. Supposed to be. This will be a good one for competitive Pokemon. And using a Master Ball will speed up the hunt, fortunately. But since this might take some time, just because I can't, like, the IVs are going to be random, I just figured I'd dedicate a stream. I don't know, I could always get it really fast, you never know. Alright, I'm assuming it's somewhere over here. Just running around, trying to see where it could be. I don't see it there. I guess I could look on the map. Let me see. It's like southwest. Oh, I went the wrong way, I think. Oh, there it is. It's somewhere in these ruins. I went the wrong way entirely. Excuse me. Morning, Ada. Hope you're doing well. Alright. Are you using the same trick as Blood Moon or Saluna? Oh, no, I'm not. For this, I'm just using a Master Ball. For Blood Moon, I think for Blood Moon, just because there's two rolls that need to be zero attack, that's why I went through all the trouble. There it is. But for this, since I'm only looking for one attack, I'm only looking for one IV to be zero, and I have a Master Ball, I don't really care too much. I might as well knock this out real quick for fun. I guess I should have just used... It doesn't really matter. You had great fun yesterday with Matt. You stayed up late. You're a naughty girl. Ooh. Sounds fun. Alright, so I do have a Master Ball, like I said. Here, let me save right in front of it. So I just have to click A when I soft reset. And let me also... Yeah, this is fun. Alright, let me save. And yeah, first encounter. I guess I could put the encounter thing up. Hold on real sick. Hold on real quick, excuse me. Can you see that? Whoa. There we go. Guess I could move it. I'll just put I'll put a counter on this stream, why not? Just in case people pop in and they're like wondering how long I've been sitting here doing this. But yeah, I have two Master Balls actually. There's a chance to get one from the lotto. So yeah, I'm just gonna Master Ball it. Not gonna really bother fighting this thing. And fortunately there's no cutscene like Blood Moon Ursaluna. That alone was pretty brutal. Blissey recently put out a video about how Blood Moon Ursaluna is one of the worst hunts in Pokemon history. It is pretty bad. Like, it is actually pretty bad. Alright, let me see. Decent attack. Okay. That's worth calcing, because... Hold on, let me... What's the best way to do this? I guess I could use... I'll just search some calc online. Alright, IV... Hold on, Pokemon IV calculator. I guess I could share this once I set it up here. Here, let me get a screen. I'll try to share this on with you as well. Not Pokemon Go. Alright. Well, let me try to window capture. Okay, that's... Let me make a new source. 1 second. IVs. IVs. There we go. Okay. 1 second. You have a Chinese Glacier from Sword and Shield. You're playing Super Mario Party? That's awesome. That sounds like a great time. So this first one I caught is decent attack, and I want to check its IVs purely because it could potentially... Well, let me change where this is at. Sorry, this is like... Once I set this up, it won't take this much time to reset. This is more of a courtesy to you. I wasn't really thinking about setting this up until just now. So I'm just going to put this right here for now while I'm checking. Alright, so it's a level 70. Let me type in Spectrier. I'll look at the nature here in a second. Let me look at its actual stats. Oops. We only care about attack, but this could be technically one attack IV. If it was, I would just be done with the hunt already, which would be insane. This would be like one of the fastest. That would be amazing. Maybe I'll do something else. I mean, I will do something else, but yeah, kind of crazy if this is one attack IV. Should be able to tell at level 70. It's a relaxed nature. Let me put that in. And then characteristic, it has a sturdy body. Alright, let's see. Alright, it says it has 13 or 14 attacks, so yeah, I'm gonna have to soft reset here. Drunk Mario Party was a fun time in college. I believe it. Why did the music stop? Did you notice that? Let me hide the IV thing also. No. Let me put on something. For some reason, I just realized some of the chat isn't showing up in my chat box. So sorry if I miss something you say to me. Alright, yeah, of course, 13, 14. Being a ghost type, we absolutely want to minimize the attack IV on Spectrier. Alright, let me counter again. Would anyone be down to play, like, Mario Party or something? Does anyone have Mario Party on the Switch? Like, can you play that online? I can't even remember. Let me just throw the Master Ball. Or Mario Kart, at least. The fastest way to tell... I mean, maybe there is a way to check its attack IV. Before you have Mario Kart 8. I think we have that. I think that's the one we have. We have, I think, Superstar. Is that what it's called? Alright, decent attack again. So, I guess I should check this one. Anytime it's decent, I'm going to check it. Well, let me see what its attack actually is. 102. I mean... Oh my gosh. It's probably not low enough, but I'm going to check it anyways. I probably could look online, or I could probably just open a PV Poke. Not PV Poke. Not... Pokemon Showdown. Jeez. Too much different Pokemon website tools that I'm using for different games. I could probably figure out like what its attack would actually be. Maybe I should have done that prior to the stream. This one's relaxed nature too. Is it always relaxed? Hates to lose. Maybe it's just chance that it was the same nature. Yeah, this one's only a 9 attack. I'm assuming like it has to be like in the 90s for the attack. The N64 port on the Switch. You have Mario Kart also, Kimberly. Thanks for tuning into the stream, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button. It helps my content out a lot. Alright. Jumping back in. This will be the third encounter. I'll just put it up there now. Oh my gosh, did you hear about the voice actor of Misty? She passed away a couple days ago. Rest in peace. She was the voice actor of Misty, of Jigglypuff, and Jessie from Team Rocket. She died at a young age too. I think she was 46. It's kind of crazy. Like the American, like the English voice actor of Misty, excuse me. Alright, let's see. I mean, I could just software set even if I get decent, but it's more about looking at the attack range, I think, and in correlation with its nature. Okay, so this is definitely not. If this is a minus attack nature, oh wait, no, that's a plus attack nature actually. So it could technically, this could technically be lower because it is plus attack. All right, I'm gonna enter this regardless. I left up the IV calculator anyway, so I'll take it down after this one. I'll try to remember. Or I could just make it smaller overall and leave it up on the screen. Maybe that would be better. Alright. Is it a lonely nature? And it is strong-willed. Yeah, see, it's like 6 or 7 IVs. Alright. I'm gonna soft reset. That's awesome, Kimberly. It's good to meet like-minded people that want to hang out and do similar things. That's one of the benefits of the internet, being able to connect with people across the world. When I was growing up, it was like, if people around you didn't like the same stuff as you, the internet was just forming. So there was like online chat rooms and stuff, but like nowadays it's like actually insane. It's like to the point where there's entire communities that exist on the internet that, you know, you're unaware of, but they're massive. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're not invested in that. All right, let's go. This will be the 4th encounter. Let me hit that up a little bit. Hit that up a little bit. All right, I'm throwing the Master Ball. Let's go. Right. Will I, by chance, get the no good attack? I mean, I will eventually, but hopefully it won't take forever. Ooh. Okay, now this is the situation where it's actually a minus attack. So I got a little excited when I saw it was at 93. But I bet you when I check this, it's actually going to be like maybe even higher than the last one, attack wise. So let me just I'm gonna input it because, again, probably still want to, but I'm thinking it's not gonna be. It's probably gonna be like in double digits actually, attack IV wise, just due to the fact that it's a minus attack nature. But yeah, I got pretty excited for a second. Seeing 93. At first I thought it was a plus attack nature, and I was like, oh, this is probably definitely at least like 1 or 2 or 3. But yeah, of course, just looked at it wrong. Oops. Alright, so let's see, what is the actual nature here? Bold. Actually a pretty good nature. Not for this, but yeah, actually, probably not. You probably just want to max the attack, modest, or at least speed. Plenty of siestas. I can, yeah, it's like 12 attack. Do we have any idea what the next game looks like? Sage says. I don't know if they've really released any. If you're talking about Pokemon ZA, I don't think they've released any official footage of the game yet. They've just kind of teased that it's going to be like a open world inside of, you know, whatever that city was. I can't remember. Is it Luminois City? Is that what it was? It is 3D. They're bringing back like Mega Evolution in it. Like, I don't really know what to expect. Some people, like, they're actually taking their time with this release. So some people speculate that maybe this will finally be the first Pokemon game that's taking steps forward. I guess some people look at Pokemon Legends Arceus as one of the first games in a long time that's tried to push the franchise into a fresh direction. But I mean, the thing that keeps, like, the only reason why Scarlet and Violet's even relevant at this point is due to its competitive scene, I feel personally. Like, they do these raid events and such for the collectors, but I think ultimately Gen 9 competitively is one of the better formats. And it's like, are they going to continue that in this new format of Pokemon's DA? Or is that going to be similar to Arceus, where they don't really have like a official competitive format? So it's pretty much, they're going back to Gen 6 with the new game. I think it's supposed to be like, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's like a Legends game. I think it's like in the future, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've been like paying attention to it, but if I remember, I think it's like similar to the idea of like what the Legends game was, but it's like after the events that we played through in X and Y. All right, this is definitely not low enough, so I'm gonna stop reset. I think it will be interesting regardless. I mean, I'm kind of like, Pokemon's a franchise. Like, I'm not like, I've realized with like the way Star Wars has gone recently that I'm definitely not a shill for franchises, because I can't even really like wear my Star Wars shirts in public anymore without feeling like I'm being like I swear I get like anxiety now. like Star Wars has been done so dirty by Disney that like years ago, if you showed me Baby Grogu, I'd be like, or Baby Yoda, whatever you want to call it, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool. Nowadays, I look at it, I'm like, you're the start of the end. No, I'm just joking. It was honestly the sequels. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying, like, I usually give Pokemon games an honest chance. I think Gen 9, with all the errors in it, after putting over probably thousands of hours into this game at this point, I've officially logged over 900 hours into my cart. But I'm sure I've done way more hours just because I've done soft resets and all that jazz. But I think like because I care about the competitive side of Pokemon, I feel like it's still pretty good. But yeah, I don't know, like they definitely should change the games. Like I think Legends was a cool step forward. You beat the main story on Sword and Shield, you stop playing. I understand, like, I'm not like a huge fan of the actual story elements of the game. Here, I'm gonna check this one real quick, even though it's probably not enough. I kind of want to check it regardless. You know what? I'm gonna bring up Pokemon Showdown. I'm just gonna figure out what its actual attack IV should be instead of wasting my time putting these in the calc. Your mom bought you a new karaoke machine, Kimberly? Yo, that's awesome. What's your favorite song to sing? Alright, I'm just inputting something here in Showdown. So I'm putting in Spectrier. I guess I can show you this too. I might as well. It would make more sense. Alright, just real quick. There we go. I'm just going to put this up here just so you kind of get an idea why I'm doing this. So Pokemon Showdown is a great emulator to pretty much play the main series games competitively if you're interested in that type of stuff. And another great way to use it is, so I turned this to level 70, and now I can look at its IVs here and be like, okay, so I want 0 attack or 1. So I'll just put in 1, since it's okay if we have 1 attack. It's pretty much the same at level 50, which is what all Pokemon are brought to during competitive play. So if I'm gonna check, if it doesn't, like, okay, so if it's 0 attack, it'll just say no good. So I already know it has 0. If it says decent, I wanna at least know what its attack should be ranged between. That way I don't sit here and keep checking. So see how it says 96 right here as a neutral nature? Currently I have a neutral nature, or something that's not affecting my attack in any way, good or bad. So since it says 100, that means that it's definitely not 1 or lower. So there's no point in me caring about this any further. But let me just put a plus attack nature and also a minus attack nature just to kind of see the range. So 96 attack is what I'm looking for. Oh wait, that's not right. Plus attack would be 105. Okay, so if it's a plus attack nature, it can be over 100 still. Now let me do minus attack just to see what that will look like. Minus attack will be like 86. Okay. So that's pretty low. So like 86, 96, or like, what was that, 106? 105. All right. So for the most part, this will make this hunt way faster now that I actually know. Instead of like using the calculator every time. You love Bruce Springsteen and Billy Joel? Oh, that's awesome. You sing some Margaritaville. I think my favorite era of Pokemon is 3DS. I feel like that's when I was the most fanatic about Pokemon. Like, I'm still into it, but like, yeah, it's never really done anything so tragic that it's made me want to just leave the franchise, fortunately. And there's so many things Pokemon now that it's like, you can just like shift your interest. Like, just the design of most Pokemon are interesting in itself. Like, the care they put into lore is, at least they care a little bit, you know? Like, everything has some intention. You like the Diamond Pearl remakes? What's your favorite part of the remakes? I actually do enjoy doing the ribbon part, like the contests. Alright, let's go. Let's see what I got here. Oh yeah, let me count that up. You haven't played past the first part yet. Okay, so 107, we can just soft reset knowing that's too high. Oh, I see, I see. The thing about Diamond Pearl is it kind of drags. Like, I like Platinum a bit more than Diamond and Pearl because they kind of like, I feel like the pacing of the game's a little bit better. What's Cat Quest? I've never heard of that. I do recall that you're like a big like retro gamer. Like you have a big, like I think I remember. Didn't you say you like installed an arcade machine in your house or something like that? I feel like maybe you were saying that before. That's cool. That type of stuff is fun to have. It's like a vibe for the house, you know. That takes me back, you know. Just going to like the bowling alley as a kid. Going out on Friday night, meet with your friends, play. I forget what the one game's called. Hi, babe. Love you. Alright, let's see. So I was talking to my girlfriend there. 96. Still too high. So that's like 3 or... I'm assuming it's like 3 or 4 attack. Pretty close, but just not low enough. So that means a soft reset. Yeah, that actually like... I'm kind of glad I put the IV in here. It does make it a little bit faster. It's a multi-CAD too, so you can hook up your PC or Switch or any 2D games, really. That's actually really interesting. The versatility makes it, like... I can't imagine how cool that is. The place where I'm like staying now is definitely not our forever home. We're trying to like build up we're trying to move into a house at some point. But while we're living here, we're trying to save a lot of money. I would love to have like a entire room dedicated to just like music production. Like in here, I've been recording music, but I don't have padded room. I actually have high ceilings and I don't even have padded walls. And if anyone's been listening to any of the music I've been putting out, like, it doesn't sound that bad. But I would love to have a treated room where I can have like monitors and actually like use it as, because right now I don't master my own songs, I just mix them. Because I don't feel confident in mastering because I don't really have like good acoustics in my room to listen on monitors. 109. But ideally it's like having like a gaming room, like a music room, that's like the dream, yo. Yeah, definitely, Kimberly. You need to take care of yourself. You should relax. You had a late night gaming. You have 2-player controls now? That's sick. I mean, when you have a hobby, you find a way. It's just like... Sometimes it's intimidating. Like, I recently just bought, like, in April, an audio interface and a new, like, XLR... Well, an XLR mic in general, like what I'm using right now. Like, before I was using digital USB mic. And I bought this purely so I can record my acoustic guitar and vocals and get like an analog signal. And for the longest time I just didn't do it because I don't know, it's like money drop. But I'm so happy I like bought it because I use it every day now. Like I'm actually working on some cover songs that I'm gonna be releasing in a couple months. Some for Halloween. Hey, don't worry, Kimberly. You don't need to be sorry at all. I hope you feel better. Legitimately. If the IRS asks your grandma owns your arcade. I mean, if you're trying to admit something here, don't worry. Your secret is safe with me. But, you know, can't say that about anyone who watches this post live. Find that person. I just realized I wasn't even adding. I think I'm at 8. Potentially. This might be 9. I'm so not used to putting a counter on my legendary resets, as you can tell. Oh. Man, yeah, life is tough right now. It is pretty brutal out there. Financially. It's kind of bleak in a way. If you really like do the numbers. Like, it's legitimately insane in America how much money or how much inflation has gone up in the last couple years. Take care, Kimberly. I hope you feel better. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for swinging by. I mean, taxing, there's so many taxes. It's like you get taxed to just exchange money, you get taxed when you win money, you get taxed when you buy something, you get taxed when you sell something. Like, how many times something gets taxed along the chain is actually just insane. Trying to recall. Let me look at the plus attack nature here real quick, because this might actually be 1 of 5. Okay, still too high. Wouldn't it be nice for that amount of money that teach you how to do it for next time? Well, I mean, it's like, I don't think, the thing about taxes is I don't think many people would care that we're paying the taxes if it actually went towards something that like benefit us. The fact that healthcare in this country is so bad, and it's that a lot of the cities are pretty ugly, maintenance is bad as well. It's just kind of crazy. I don't want to get too like into talking about stuff like that right now, because we're here to be happy and live in a reality where Pokemon exist. If they go for the arcade, that's the last straw. Yo, what's up, Alfie? Welcome to the stream. So help me, if they come for the arcade. My Second Amendment right will be in play. Ooh. I think this is still too high of an attack IV. So this is a minus attack nature. Let me just check on PP Poke real quick. Yeah, I need 86. At least you have your priorities straight. Right, this will be number 11. You know, it's funny, like, I would probably almost never run this Pokemon. The only time I've really run this Pokemon was in Sword and Shield with my Almastar, where I used Spectrier not as an attacker, but as actually a support Pokemon. I would go for double kick into my own Almastar that has weak armor and weakness policy, and I would Dynamax. So I would get +4 speed turn 1, and then I would pretty much get the weakness policy boost to my special attack. I'd have Meteor Beam for rock special coverage, and then like Blizzard and Hydro Pump. Could one-shot a lot of stuff. No one would ever see it coming either. Because why would someone run double kick on... Well, I would run double kick on Spectrier since it was so weak, but it was so fast. And it hits twice, and it's super effective into Almastar. I know it's so... I have a couple videos actually on my main YouTube channel showcasing that strategy. If you're interested. It was a gimmick. It was mainly... I don't think it could... well... It could maybe work in a tournament, but like... Grass was really popular. Like, grass coverage is good in general, like Venusaur and stuff like that just destroys Almastar. What do you think of this team for Regulation H ladder? Scrappy, Archelodon, Amoonguss, Volcarona, Gyarados, and Goldengo. Let me see. I feel like that seems pretty balanced. I don't think... I guess like... Yeah, I guess like it feels kind of balanced. I'm trying to think, like, are you really... You were kind of weak to flying. I think that's like the main thing I'm noticing. Oranguru. That's a cool Pokemon. What do you mean still gave an extra turn? I thought he still does. Are you talking about Instruct? I thought that was still a thing. I'm pretty sure it still gets Instruct. I've seen it being used. I think that was like a strategy with like Torkoal, if I'm not mistaken, like in Trick Room. It makes like the one Pokemon attack twice in a row, right? Like if it uses Instruct on Torkoal, it'll use like Heat Wave twice or something. Or Eruption twice in a row. Incineroar. Yeah, Incineroar will definitely be a good Pokemon. I keep forgetting to put the counter up. Sorry, chat. No one actually cares what the exact number is. As long as we get a ballpark. Like, this guy has been here 30 minutes doing this. I can understand not wanting to use Incineroar. I mean, that's why you just run competitive or like defiant Pokemon. Makes people think twice about bringing that Intimidate user. Yeah, Showdown is the best way to get that Pokemon competitive itch out. Only if I usually only build Pokemon competitively in cart once I've thoroughly tested a team. via Showdown, because it's so much easier to build a team and then make adjustments as I'm like playing through different team comps and realizing like, okay, this certain Pokemon tears through my team, I need a better way to deal with it, or I just need to invest more bulk into my Pokemon. All right, I think this is still too high because I need a minus attack nature. Yeah, I need 86. I mean, excuse me. What I was saying there didn't make any sense, but you probably knew what I was trying to say. Yeah. Well, the thing is, Talonflame, you have to think of like dual typing at that point, and then what Pokemon might show up that are like ground and flying, or flying and fire. And Talonflame is probably going to, I imagine Talonflame is going to be a common Tailwind setter in the format. So that alone already puts you in a pickle where now you're like kind of weak. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the whole way you have to kind of think of competitive Pokemon is like, I usually build a team where I'm not weak to two types over across two Pokemon. So if I have more than two Pokemon weak to grass, then I change my team up. Some people do differently. Everyone has their way how they play. But I always use like Maryland Team Builder to see type resistances and such and see like what, you know, my weakest types are. And then I try to take in consideration dual type Pokemon that are very common, that are going to be problematic, and am I going to struggle against those Pokemon? So yeah, it's like, is it worth caring so much about one Pokemon on that level? No, not necessarily. But if Talonflame ends up being really relevant in meta, then it's like, you might actually be in a pickle where you're kind of like on the defensive and you're playing a super hard rock, paper, scissors game right at the beginning of the battle before it even starts. Because then being able to just like look at your team and be like, okay, so Talonflame beats 4 of your Pokemon. I can pretty much either just lead it by default, or I can just keep it in the back pocket and then sweep later. That's kind of how I look at it. But like, I don't think the team looks bad. I'm just saying it's something to consider. That's usually like how I'm thinking about it. And like, to be fair, that might not even be something. So this is 107 right now. This means that I need 105 attack if I want to be 1 IV or lower. So it's still probably like 3 or 4 IVs in attack. So I'm going to soft reset. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, Sage. That's cool. By the way, Alfie. I'd say, like, honestly, running the team, just do it and see, like, what ends up happening. Like, just because there's, like, a certain weakness to your team isn't always something worth caring about, either. Because, like, let me look at your team again. Do you, like, you still have Archaludon, which isn't technically weak to Talonflame. Well, actually, the thing is, when I look at your team, that means Scrafty, Amoonguss, Volcarona, and Golden Go are all weak to Talonflame. And Archaludon technically could take extra damage or more damage depending on what you Terra to. That's like actually kind of funny. Like thinking though, like Incineroar could actually be a good Pokemon on your team to help deal with Talonflame. Because you have Fake Out, which you could shut down Galwing. And then you have Intimidate and your Fire type. And you're neutral to the flying Brave Bird. The irony here. I think like 103. No, that's still too high. Oh, let me just verify. I'm pretty sure I need 96 for neutral. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good, bro. I'm gonna put up the 16 because I'm pretty sure I keep forgetting to click. All right. You could just use something like Magmar even. Or like Electabuzz for redirection. Like, would Potsy be better than Electabuzz? I don't think so. Like, maybe it gets Nuzzle, which could be like, but but the thing is, like, you could technically, I think Electabuzz's ability has a chance to para, if I'm not mistaken, if it gets hit. You don't play online anyway. Yeah, I mean, online ladder is like whatever. It's a best of one battle. I mean, granted, if you're like at a high rank and you're cheating, like that's lame, but it's not that big of a deal. Unless you're like in a tournament, I guess. I don't know, like, I'm not like, I feel like majority of people that play online aren't like pushing for #1. I mean, maybe they are, and I don't know. I don't cheat at all. But I just feel like it's like a non-issue what you're talking about. Static. Yeah, I think like that could be interesting. Because I remember even during the last regulation, Magmar and Electabuzz were kind of showing up. I mean, Amogus is pretty dang good though. So you have to kind of look at it like that, is like, is your team weak to Spore? If you like do you have a way to actually like deal with, I guess you could run Safety Goggles Gyarados and put Taunt on it, and that could be your Amogus check. It's a pretty good check. I used it pretty frequently throughout VGC this generation. As long as you're faster than rivaling Gyarados, like the way I run Gyarados personally is support. I like running Helping Hand, Taunt. It's a pretty good support Pokemon, and then you compare it with like something that you're just trying to Helping Hand into to beef up its offensive pressure. And you could run Thunder Wave on Gyarados as well. I think that's what I ran, Thunder Wave. And then I think I just run like Waterfall as like a just last like move slot to do some chip damage if I need to. Potentially flinch occasionally. But that's not like the main point. Just like, I feel like you have to at least run one attacking move on a Pokemon in VGC. Otherwise it could become dead weight on the field. It's like very rare you don't put at least one attacking move on a Pokemon. Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense, Alfie. Like, you'll be fine. You'll probably hit Master. You can hit Master with like anything, realistically. If you're consistent enough. Plus, like I said, it's like best of one. Yeah. Helping Hand's a good option. That's what I usually like doing if you're interested in like that type of build. I think I invest like, is it 8 or 12 IVs into speed, so I can always outspeed rivaling Gyarados. Actually, I don't remember what it is. It's probably a different speed IV. It might not be the same for this format. But every tournament I went to, I was fortunate enough. Okay, so this is still too high. Every tournament I've gone to, I was fortunate enough that my Gyarados outsped my opponent's Gyarados. And that actually game changing. Like when I went to NIC and I almost got day 2. That was a scenario in a couple of my matches where my Gyarados was able to outspeed my opponent's Gyarados and taunt them before they can taunt me. Because otherwise, Amoonguss runs rampant on my one team I was running with, like Orthworm and Garchomp. You want to say the game you were playing was Ruby? What's your favorite Game Boy Advance Pokemon game? Is Cat Quest 3 a Game Boy Advance game? Or like what system is that on? Alright. It's on the Switch? Oh wow, I had no idea. Right. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Just catching Spectrier, resetting for IVs till I get no good. Yeah, it's still too high. I wish it was faster because you have to exit out of the game entirely and then get back into the game. Cat Quest a half as 1 or 2 as a duo pack, excuse me. I've never heard of Cat Quest before. Yeah, it definitely can especially if you have like spread moves or a Pokemon that sets up. On the team that I was running it, I had Garchomp with Swords Dance, so I could throw Earthquakes right next to Gyarados with no punishment on my side of the field. And usually if I got one Swords Dance off and I got Helping Hand, it could just remove a lot of things from the field. I literally have like... I've faced a couple people that kind of undermined the Garchomp setup. Like they weren't really thinking about it as an option, I guess. And turn 1, like I set up Swords Dance and they have to switch out, like they don't have a good lead or whatever. And then by turn 2, they're already just like losing the game because they're getting smacked. It's like actually insane. I like swept someone in a tournament in like 4, 3, 5 turns. I don't remember how long it was. Like I was like kind of shocked it worked like that. It was like, because it's like, it's one of those situations where it's like, is that what he's gonna do type of situation. And I don't know, maybe they just forgot like how strong Garchomp is. But yeah, I got lucky. I just kind of let it and Swords Danced. I think what I did was Swords Dance. I had Amoonguss lead. I used Follow Me, and then I switched in Garchomp, used Protect on Garchomp, and then I started just going for like Earthquakes. Or no, I think I just followed Me even, because I think like Amoonguss, like I was just like, I don't even care about Amoonguss here. I don't even remember, honestly. I remember just like hitting the Golden Go with an Earthquake, and it just got deleted. It like Terra watered and it didn't matter. Like it removed its weakness from ground and it still got one shot. Satisfying, to say the least. Catch vs Dog in the second one. Wait, dude, I have to look into this game. You sound like really invested. Yeah, exactly. Garchomp might actually be pretty good in this upcoming format, just due to the fact, you know, ground, dragon, fast, strong. I've never really been a Garchomp user, per se. This generation is the very first time I've actually built a competitive team around Garchomp. And Garchomp kind of fell off a bit during this gen, I feel like. It's still good, but it would be pretty useful in some scenarios with rough skin as well. Just getting that chip damage off. Alright, thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great day. Hoping this doesn't take 5 hours, but I did think it would take some time at least. You have Arch Aladon with Iron Defense, Body Press as your main setup, Mon. Well, you know you could run Stamina and not even run Iron Defense if you really wanted. I mean, I guess, do people run Iron Defense already? Like, maybe they don't want to... Maybe that is the better thing to do. I don't remember what ability you run on Arch Aladon if it's not Stamina. Does it get Stamina? Yeah, doesn't it get Stamina? You get a pirate ship in Cats 3. Bro, like... I love Cats, but I just have... Like, I have no idea what you're talking about, and, like, I'm just trying to imagine, like, Cats 3. Like, you get to be Luffy D Monkey. Monkey D Luffy in Cats 3. Gum gum! Litter box! That does not sound like something a cat owner would want to walk in on. Yeah, that's true. Cat de Luffy. Cat de Luffy. Meow, meow. Pistol. This cat has the conqueror's spirit. Meow. Cats 3. Now on Switch. You thought you had enough cats with Cats 1? Well, on Cats 3, you get a pirate ship. And you get to travel to the Grand Line to find the One Piece. You get to lead as Cat D Luffy. Wow. And you have to assemble a cat crew. So you can be the next king of the pirates. Cat Quest 3. Now on the Switch. Mom, can I get Cats 3? No! That's Satan. That's the word of Satan in that game. Cats are from the witches. But Mom, we don't even drink coffee in this house. Maybe stamina is enough, though. That's what I was thinking, potentially. Like, maybe there's something else you can do. And then just punish people over time. But again, I don't know. Maybe it's too slow and you don't necessarily want to rely on your opponent to trigger your staminas. Assault Vest could be actually a pretty good decision. Assault Vest with Body Press would make sense. Assault Vest with Stamina would make a lot of sense. Especially if you had like Amoonguss or Comfy with some way to heal. Or like a Life Dew user like the Fairy. Yeah, I could see that being really cool. Like add a way to heal up Archeladon as well. Keep it like healthier, maybe even like Reflector, maybe like Grimmsnarl. Just to like sub screens. I don't know. Definitely a cool Pokemon. I've never really tried to use it competitively, but it seems pretty good. I mean, you could also try to build a rain team, which a lot of people kind of put Archeladon on. Like Pelipper. Yeah, actually I was just thinking, how do you deal with Dondozo with your team? Like, you probably need Amoonguss if you're gonna, like... Yeah, like, holy smokes. You need Clear Smog, probably. Probably need Clear Smog for sure on Amoonguss, just because Dondozo, Tatsugiri are definitely gonna appear, if not be meta. It's a pretty good comp, you know? It's like, you always have to... I feel like in this generation, that's like a duo you have to account for. Because if you don't have an answer for it, you're just not going to be able to do anything. I mean, Gyarados technically could help, but it depends on what variant of Dondozo is it. I think it's Oblivious that prevents its attack from being dropped, so that could be problematic. But if it doesn't have that, you could technically keep switching in Gyarados and rotating between Amoonguss to get Intimidates off. I know I'm not adding to the counter. Sorry, chat. I'm bad at this. Alright, that's definitely not zero attack. Yeah, that's a good moveset for Amoonguss. That would help deal with Dondozo also. Like, Gyarados is just good because he actually has a lot of play in shutting down Dondozo as well. And it's like a great check for Amoonguss. Gyarados is definitely going to be like everywhere. So I think once there's more understanding what the standard base speed is for Gyarados in this format, you know, like, because the speed tier is going to be slightly different with the removal of Paradox Pokemon. I mean, it's not going to be like crazy different. It's just going to be like how you prepare for the speed tiers will be a little bit different. That's right, you do have Scrafty, so yeah. That is a good point. Hey Valentino, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Alright, I'm throwing another Master Ball. So right now I'm just trying to get a zero attack, IV, Spectrier. Just throwing a Master Ball, checking the IV. Hoping to get it soon. Paradox Pokemon are Pokemon like Fluttermane, or yeah, Fluttermane. Wow, why is that? That word almost feels like wrong, but yeah, Fluttermane is the name of it. Pretty much, it's like a new type of Pokemon that's introduced in Scarlet and Violet. Like the box legendaries are considered Paradox Pokemon. Miraidon and Koraidon. Pretty much like the variants of like the legendary dogs, like the Entei, Gouging Fire, Raging Bolt, Walking Wake is that what it's called? Those are all Paradox Pokemon. Iron Hands, like the robotic Delibird Iron Bundle, that's a Paradox Pokemon. They pretty much have... They're kind of like similar stat-wise as like Ultra Beasts. Like they're pretty strong. They're kind of like legendary status, but they're just their own genre of Pokemon. So in the next format for VGC and singles, that's on the online competition, and also for the tournaments that they do, the regional tournaments, they're actually banning legendary Pokemon and Paradox Pokemon, which is a welcome. Like, I welcome that. I find Pokemon is a lot more fun competitively when they allow like the lower power level Pokemon to still be relevant in the meta. Like once they allow stuff like Kyogre into the meta, it pretty much dominates as like, you're gonna pick that as your water Pokemon like 9 out of 10 times if you can. And the cool thing about Gen 9 is that it has actually allowed a lot of lower tier Pokemon to finally see competitive play at a competitive level. Like Frostmoth was a Pokemon that in the early regulations, just due to the fact that it could change its typing, became a lot better. Because some of these Pokemon have great access to moves, they just have bad typing. And the ability to terrestrialize and remove that bad typing, or even on an offensive level, give yourself better coverage, or even just boost your already strong attack. It's a pretty cool format. I actually really like terrestrialization. I think it's one of the more... I think it's personally my favorite version of Pokemon competitive, like VGC, that I've ever played. Mega Evolution was way too like centralized around Megas, in my opinion. Like, Mega Evolutions were just insanely broke. I like Dynamax, but it wasn't like really... Dynamax was fun and interesting, but I don't know. I don't dislike it. I just think when I compare it to this generation, I personally think this is like peak PvP in Pokemon. And I'm excited that they're kind of dialing down the competitive scene and taking away Paradox and Legendaries in the format, like banning them. Because it just means that a lot of Pokemon that got introduced during the DLC that never really got a chance to play, like say Flygon. I'm not saying Flygon's good, or Toxapeck, for example, but these are Pokemon that could see play now, just due to the fact that... Wait, is this it? Oh! I found it! Yeah! Oh, I'm so happy. I was looking at this, I was like, wait, that's the exact number I needed. And sure enough, perfectly 0 attack. And you know what's crazy? It's a timid nature too. Yo, that's insane. That's actually probably the nature that I would run on this. The fact that it's 0 attack and timid is actually just insane. I don't know how many software sets it really was because I wasn't keeping track accurately, but roughly like 22 to 30 software sets to get this. And that's just crazy. Like, not that it matters, I could just change its nature, but this almost looks like it's like genned. Fortunately, we all know it wasn't because we were here to see it. That's awesome. I'm so happy I got that. Yeah, I mean, that's like literally the preferred nature. Timid or modest nature. All right, let me save. All right, well, that's pretty much all I wanted to do here today. Just wanted to soft reset and get my 0 attack IV Spectrier. I'm actually going to be going out today to film some stuff. I'm going to be making some short form content to promote my most recent song I released called Local on Maduros. If you're interested, I am releasing music right now. It's been over a decade since I've put out any music, but if you like ska, punk, reggae music, you might be interested in checking out some of my songs. I've released 5 songs so far. They're all going to be a part of my album that I'm releasing in September. So yeah, I'm excited. In fact, before I leave, I'm going to actually link it in the chat, so maybe if anyone's interested. You could find it on Spotify or any streaming service that you like to listen to music to. You can search Local on Maduros, Rob Sassy, but I'll just put a link in the chat real quick and definitely listen to it. Help me out in the algorithm. I've never released any music under my name, so trying to build up my audience as well. Thanks again for tuning into the stream today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to head off. And with that being said, the Sass Squad is getting stronger each and every day. You have a good morning, evening, afternoon for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everyone, and thanks again for tuning in today's stream. That was an awesome catch. Take care.